I want to premise everything I'm about to say in this video with this. You can do everything right. You can have a great resume, great background, great skills. You can answer every question right in an interview. You can demonstrate that you're the best candidate, and you can still not get the job. Or maybe you do get an offer and then they rescind the offer because they've decided to go a different direction. Or maybe you get the job, you start with them, and then they lay you off in 3 months because the company's not doing well. It is just that type of market. So I want to make sure everything I say is in perspective and is viewed through that lens. I also really don't want you to take any of what I say in this video the wrong way. These are just my thoughts. I'm not implying that any of this is true in your specific situation, because obviously I haven't seen your resume and I don't know what types of jobs you're going for. But I am going to give some suggestions and tips that I would have when people are in this similar situation. Again, knowing that you could probably do all of these things and still not get the job because it's a really difficult job market. Okay, I feel like that was like the longest introduction to the video, but I really wanted to give my take and just connect with you on this, because I know that being on the job search is super lonely. And it's just super discouraging as well, and you can just find yourself in a negative headspace. So usually what I tell people is, if you are applying to a lot of jobs and you're not getting any callbacks, there's really two things that are potentially going on. Number one, you're applying to jobs that you aren't qualified for, or number two, you just have a resume that's not speaking to the jobs that you're applying for. Now, obviously, this is just your resume, and I have met a lot of people who don't have like the best resumes, but it doesn't mean they don't have a great background or they don't have great skills. So maybe you are getting callbacks and you're getting to the phone screen, but you're not getting past the phone screen. In that case, what I suggest people do is actually listen to what they're saying in the phone screen. And if you can, record it. Obviously, a lot of those phone screens are done virtually or over the phone. So if you can, record the conversation and just listen to the answers that you're giving, and then listen to it objectively, maybe with someone else, and just figure out other ways that I can answer questions in a different way. Am I talking too much? Just really try and analyze the conversation. Maybe you're getting through the screening call and you're getting into interviews, but you're not passing the final interview stage and you're not getting an offer. Again, if it's done virtually, I just say record these conversations so you can actually hear the answers that you're given. And that may help. Now, the other thing to consider is maybe the amount that you're asking for is just more than other candidates that have your experience or more experience. Maybe they're just asking for less. So that could also be going on. One of the ways that you can check this is just to go to Glassdoor or go to a salary site and just see, where do you fall? Like, are you asking for significantly more than it's saying? If you can find company-specific data as well, that can really help. The important thing to do in this situation is just to figure out, is there anything that I could possibly be doing better? Could I be interviewing better? Could my resume look better? But again, you could do everything perfectly and it still not work out. And there's a lot of people in the market on a similar position. The other challenge that you have is the longer it goes, so you're talking about since April, the longer time goes, the harder it gets, which I know is not encouraging. What I would also suggest is taking a look at freelance, contract work, or other projects that are in line with your skill set, where you can generate some income and you can keep kind of work experience on your resume. So for example, instead of saying you have like a work gap and maybe your last position you got laid off, maybe you talk about projects that you've been doing on the side that still apply to the job that you're going for. This is how a lot of people start up side hustles, which can be useful when you do get a job because you might enjoy the extra income. And who knows, maybe you find out like, hey, I've got like a business that I can start up, or some sort of like fractional service where I can charge more and actually make more money than a full-time gig. That could happen as well. That's sort of what I've done. I've moved into training people and offering general marketing and consulting help around social media. Although I wasn't laid off, I chose to leave my job to pursue this. But it was because the market was pretty terrible. And when you're selling recruitment services and nobody wants to buy it, you start to think about what are some other options to generate income. So hopefully that helps. I know this is a super long video. I don't usually do videos this long, but hopefully you got something out of it. And I am pulling for you, and I'm pulling for anyone else as well who is looking for a job, because I know that it is super tough right now.